Today, this presentation is intended for showcasing the project that we have been working on, which is the design document for the S&E real estate agency, and this is generally a web-based application that provides services for a customer to find their real estate easily, and also for the agency to manage their work. And now the presentation is gonna start.
Welcome to the requirements. In requirements for software development, we will include the functional requirements and non-functional requirements. First of all, in functional requirements, the system shall ensure that all essential information regarding a property is properly displayed. Next is, the system renders a list of available properties which allow users to browse data. For search and filter, the system shall allow users to filter inventories by different categories and keywords. The system shall have a frequently asked questions web page for customers. For security equipment, we all know that security has always been a crucial part of software development, and we don't want the server to terminate unconditionally. We also have the content management system and the customer relationship management. Last but not least, we have the system backup. This will act as our insurance to online business in case of an unprecedented emerging crisis. Move on to non-functional requirements. For user interface, we will include the login for different agent and user, view properties detail page, edit a property listing, make inquiries, for example, PDF export or customer subscription. And last thing is the view past transactions. For performance, we have availability, performance, response time, and scalability. We focus on mobility and responsiveness, security, and maintainability. And about constraints, the operating system will include Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. For web browsers, due to limitation, we only support Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, and Safari. As for the project scopes, we did the project like as stated in Delcourt and Miller in 2002, a system that monitors property sales and rentals and offers of the property listings, while also giving potential clients an informative way to view the listed properties.
Hello, welcome to my section. This is activity diagram. And at first, I want to talk about the name of this activity diagram is customer makes an offer for a property. So for more detail, a customer wants to pay for their selected property after they search a filter to find their desired property, and they will receive auto reminder to guide them to finish the offer on time. And the actor in this activity are customer and agent. So the user or customer start from here, so they can search or browse their property, and if they search to a suitable property, they can view it in detail, and otherwise they can repeat this step. It is similar to browse property. They can browse, and if it is suitable, they can view it in detail, or they can repeat this step also. So the next, if this property is suitable for them, for example, in budget, in some the number of bedroom or the number of bedroom, to name but a few, they can make an offer. Otherwise, they will repeat to search or repeat to browse the property. And when they make an offer, the agent is in charge of checking this offer and send a confirmation email to the customer, and input customer offer and link the customer to the property. So after that, the agent will set up processes and importantly for the system to make a reminder. So if this property for rent, the system will set automatic reminder depending on the rental contract periods. Or if it's a property for sale, the system will set automatic reminder depending on the lost payment plans. And the reminder of this offer will be stored on the system. After that, the agent will confirm customer offer, and the customer can view the confirmation is it the final version of confirmation have been sent to the customer. And in there, customer has two options. The first one, he can cancel this offer until the important day. Uh, if he cancels this offer, so the agent will confirm the cancellation and update this information to the, and the system will update this automatically to the system, and the user will be ended here. And after that, and otherwise, if the customer wait for reminder till the important day and they decide to make a payment, so the agent will confirm this payment and the system will automatically save it to the transaction history and update the property status. After that, the agent, the customer can view his or her transaction whenever he wants. And so the section will be ended here.
Next up, let's move on to the class diagram that is designed for the system. So basically, our class diagram is divided into two parts. One part is the database management classes, and the other part is the rest of the elements that builds up the system. So first off, we have the database connection class, which handle the database connection to a relational database. Inheriting that class is the user repository and the property repository classes. And these, as the name suggests, handle different parts of the database. So inheriting the user repository is the user class. This one has unique attributes for the user who use the classes, and inheriting the user class are the agent, system admin, and customer class. The system admin class is special because it is the children. It is a children class of the agent class, meaning that the system admin can have can use every method, can have every method that the agent use, and have all the information that the agents have, the attributes that the agent have. But it can also perform other management level methods like remove agent or add agent or view action logs, etc. And then the next important class we have is the property listing class. This class has all the unique attributes of a property listing, like property ID, status, location, listing type, price, etc. And it is a composition of the agent class, meaning that property listing is listed by an agent. It cannot exist without an agent. An agent can have 0 or more listing. Next, we have the inquiries class. This class is the aggregation of customer and property listing. So a property listing and a customer may have an inquiry, and this inquiry cannot exist without the property listing and the customer class. We have the transactions that handles the transaction information of the system, and also reminders to handle the reminder between agents and customer. And lastly, we have the export reports, which handle retrieving data from the database and like exporting different kind of reports in form of PDF or CSV.
Hi, my name is Min, and today I'm gonna explain about the add new agent use case. So basically, we have an admin account, and we have a new agent that is joining the company, and we want to make the new account for them, a new account profile. So this is the UI that we designed for the use case. To start the use case, basically an admin has to log into the admin account and enter the agent page. After that, the agent click the add agent button, and then the application UI will send the request to the to the server, and the server will validate the request and return to the application UI, and it will display the profile form for the admin to complete. After completing the form, the admin click on the add button, and the UI will send the request to the server, and then the server will send a query request to the database, and after the database return the query result. If the profile is already exists, and the admin will be sent back to the form page. But if it is success, the UI will display a success pop-up for the admin for to confirm the complete of the new account.
Okay, it's me again. So now I'm gonna present to you my favorite use case, which is the view and browse property. So this is the use case, the web UI of the web client that we provide to a customer for them to use this search engine to input different kind of criteria to find their property of interest. So after they have sent the search request, it will return a list of property that match their input criteria. And if the customer want to view the detail page, they can click on the cart item, and then it will redirect them to the detail page of that property. So in the detail page, we have the all the images of the property, and also different kind of information like the number of rooms, property type, location, and the price. So this is the sequence of that use case of those use case. So first, the user will send the advanced search criteria to the application UI, and it will validate the criteria first, and then send the criteria to the web server, and the web server will query the database to return the property array, and then show it to the customer on the application UI. And then the user would choose a property, and the web server would again using the property ID to get the property detail and return it to the application UI and display it to the customer.
Hello, adding new property listing is one of our important use cases. And when the agent want to add new listing, they have to click the add new button, listing button on the top right corner of our web application. And after that, the application UI will send a request to our application server to respond a property listing template and display it for our agents. Our agent need to fill some information is required, such as property name, address, area, bed number, bedroom or bedroom, property type, listing type, some owner contact information and description of this property. When they finish, they have to click to the add button, and our application UI will set new property listing and send it to the application web server. Application server is in charge of verifying the input data to make sure that our data is clean and have the right format, as well as prevent the attack of some hackers. For example, they can input some JavaScript code to the input field, and then it make our web application crash. If everything is okay, so the application web server will add it to the property listing repository. Otherwise, if any error are found, so the application web server will send this error to the application UI, and then the application UI will display it on the screen for the agent. For example, like this.
Next up is export file PDF use case. This use case is essential for SME real estate because it provides necessary documents needed for future proposal. The interaction starts with users asking to print the PDF file. The agent receives the request and accesses the dashboard to select the appropriate files from the Export PDF tab. The application interface then sends requests to the server for validation. After validating, the server displays notification back to the interface and sends a signal to the printing machine to print a file for the agent.
Hi, it's me again, and I'm going to talk about our project development plan. So we have two things to consider. That is the model and the framework. So for the model, we choose the actual model because it is a more modern design and it have a more interactive approach to development, and because the flow is separated into flexible spring and it is better suited for a project with ambiguous requirement, changing features and adaptive design. And for the framework, we are choosing the Scrum framework because it is the most common framework and hence by the best practice. So we have two main role uh, uh, in our team. That is the product owner, the development team, and the Scrum master. So as you can see here, the Gantt chart, it have four milestone in our lifetime. That is the research, the and discovery, the design, the spring branding and coding, and the backlog. So for the next 3 months, so in the first spring, as you can see that we have a build test plan and the testing part. And why is that? Because the testing is the most crucial point in our project development because we want to uh, test our project every step of the way because we want it to be perfect in every part. And this is our first three spring, and each spring will take 1 month to complete. So this is the end of our presentation, and thank you for listening.